Welcome back everyone to another video. If this is your first time tuning into one of my videos on my channel, my name is Stef and I'm the Psychic Soul Empowerment Coach. And today's video is going to be the weekly energy reading. So that's basically where I give you an energy forecast of what to expect for the week so that you can use that information to help you navigate whatever shows up for you throughout the week. I also do monthly energy readings here on my YouTube channel, and I also speak on the topics of mindset, spirituality, manifestation, healing, spiritual entrepreneurship, spiritual activism. I share my personal thoughts and experiences. So if these are things that interest you, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell notification button, and change your settings to all so that you're always notified of when I upload a video, because I upload videos based on when I have the time to and based on when I'm inspired to. So I wouldn't want you to miss out on whenever I show up and do a video. Now, this is probably my 7th attempt at trying to do this video because I keep fumbling over my words, and it's the Mercury retrograde energy. So I will just carry on in this video regardless of the mistakes. So if I look crazy or say something crazy, you know what, bear with me, okay? This is part of being human. Okay, so I have some announcements towards the end, especially if you're part of my community on AWOKE, and yeah, my community on Facebook. So please stay tuned till the very end if you're in those communities, just to hear out those announcements. And let's get into today's weekly energy reading, okay? So this is the weekly energy reading again for January, 17th through January 23rd, 2022, okay? And the message that I got for this week is connected to fears and really releasing your fears, letting go of your fears, surrendering those fears. And I touched up on this a little bit last week, and I feel like this week it's further reinforcement of that, and it's further guidance to help you to move through that, okay? So if you did not catch last week's energy reading, you can go up here afterwards in the card section and go watch that in case you feel pulled to watch that as well. But basically, there is a lot of hesitancy right now for people in really being able to move forward and do the things that they feel called to do. So last week, I really encouraged everyone to listen to what their soul is pulling them to do, to really trust in that and lean into that and let that guide them, you know, as part of moving forward. And many of you know now what to do, what needs to get done, or what action steps need to be taken, but there is hesitancy in actually like executing that. And it's really important for you this week, as you recognize where you're holding yourself back from taking action on the things that you know you need to be doing, to take moments to be really present with yourself and really connect to your inner saboteur, because that's actually what's going on. Is you have to connect to that aspect of you that is trying to sabotage your progress or your forward movement, and you need to really see what that's about, instead of trying to potentially push past it or procrastinate and potentially like do other things, distract yourself with other things instead of the things that you actually need to be doing. So when you catch yourself this week with these kinds of behaviors, you know, you're about to take action on something, but then you get distracted with something else, or you want to take action on certain things this week, but then you notice like all these other things just come up and, you know, take you off the path that you want to like take. Like really sit with yourself as you notice these patterns and habits or situations coming up for you, because that's your inner saboteur that's showing up. Or even if you're about to take action, but then you have like an overwhelming sense of anxiety or fear or negative thoughts come up for you before you take that action, like really notice these instances, okay? Because you're really encouraged not to push past this and to actually like hear out your inner saboteur. Like, what is it trying to say to you? What is it trying to bring to your attention and your awareness? Feel what it's feeling and really sit with that and release it. And I guess it's very, not coincidental, but like it's interesting because yesterday, January 17th, I'm filming this on January 18th, 2 p.m. my time basically. And yesterday we had the full moon, and I think it's full moon in Cancer. So it's really interesting how we're being guided to really sit with these emotions, sit with these thoughts, sit with this wounded inner part of ourselves this week to really just process that, right, in order to move forward. So this is how you begin really releasing your fears or whatever's coming up for you, is by sitting with it. And it's not always the most comfortable thing, but it's absolutely important and necessary, and it makes the journey so much easier. So really take this time this week as you notice these instances of self-sabotage or resistance to moving forward or extreme fear as you try to take actions that move you forward. Recognize what that's about and process that to the best of your ability, so that in doing so you can move forward then with so much more ease and grace, and allow yourself to actually then follow through with the things you want, or have an easier time, or have solutions show up for you. And yeah, just continue to move on your path. And by the end of the week, so long as you continue to put this into practice, by the end of the week, you're going to kind of reflect back on the week and kind of say to yourself, why was I so afraid again? Like, why did I make such a big fuss about this? Or why did I make, this thing, situation, or whatever it is, to be such a big deal in my mind that scared me? You're just gonna kind of look back and just be like, oh my God, like, why did I do that? Right? So that is the energy for this week. And personally, like, we have right now Venus in retrograde, which I'm not an astrology expert, by the way, but I know that Venus has a lot to do with like relationships, self or others, in my opinion, and love, and all these kinds of Venus related things. And then we have Mercury retrograde. And what is it in retrograde? I can't remember. But anyway, we have issues with communication right now. And so we're really having brought up to our awareness, like, all of these things that are deeply buried within ourselves that we have to get out of our system. We have to purge, we have to release in order to correct, communication, so that it flows so much more positively and smoothly, harmoniously in our lives, whether it's, with ourselves, with others, whatever it may be. But right now, the retrograde energy that's present in Venus and whatever the Mercury, like, retrograde sign it's in, it's helping us to really bring this to our awareness. So pay attention to that, to see how it's triggering you or what it's bringing up for you, and really sit with that, because that's part of what this full moon energy recently this week is also about. It's about really sitting with it and feeling it. And so for me, myself, I was feeling some resistance initially to doing things today that I want to do and I need to do in a way, or that need to get done, that I want to get done too. And I just wanted to personally myself do other things instead, to procrastinate on that. But then I gave myself the space and the grace to take myself through a healing process, to feel what it was that was really coming up for me, because I noticed that I was falling into a coping mechanism of binging on Netflix. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna just watch the show that I started watching yesterday. And then I noticed, but this is not what I want to do with my day. This is not what I want to be working towards, like, I don't want to like waste my day on this. And so I decided to give myself that space and that grace to be like, okay, hold on a second. I got to see what it is that's coming up for me and internally, subconsciously, that I am trying to manage via binge watching, and I did that. I released what I needed to. And then afterwards I felt so much better. And afterwards I started, doing the things that I needed to do today to move forward with my day and show up where I'm needed. So it really does make such a big difference when you finally give yourself that time and that space to just sit with yourself and see what's coming up and why it's coming up and what you're feeling, and just feeling it and then letting it go. For me, it was just verbally feeling, like expressing what I'm feeling and then letting myself feel it. And then as I felt it, I just released it and I let it go, right? And truth be told, I did this last night, Monday night, the full moon. I actually did the same practice, and I was like sobbing, crying out things that I didn't know were impacting me so much. But as soon as I sat with myself and I just gave myself the space to be like, this is what I'm feeling, and I'm just feeling this. I have no idea why. I just started naming things, and then finally something clicked, and I just kept talking about that. And as I talked about that, just the waterworks kept flowing until, I found myself sobbing, and then afterwards it passed, right? And then the same kind of thing again today. I was like, something's going on. I don't know what. I'm feeling this, and this. And I just even honoring what I was feeling, just saying in that moment I was feeling sad, and I'm just like, I'm feeling sad. I don't understand why I feel this, pain on my chest or whatever it is. And then the more I started verbalizing that, the more I allowed myself to really feel into that. And then it just kind of came together for me to just release it in the form of tears, and then just let it go, just surrendered it, and I moved on. And then I felt so much better, and I no longer felt that resistance in doing the things that I wanted to do. So I encourage you to do something similar this week. I encourage you not to just brush past things or force yourself to do things. I really encourage you to be very present with what you're feeling, with what's coming up for you, and to hear it out, feel it, and then as you feel it, really let it go in whatever way it needs to, whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whatever it may be for you, and then move on. You're going to feel so much better, and you're going to be able to move on. Okay, so I'm going to see if we have any additional messages for this week. Do we have any additional messages for the weekly energy reading this week? Oh no! Dang, I should have got the card. Alright, so I'm going to see if there's another card. Alright, so we got 2 cards for the weekly energy reading. I'm going to have to get them 1 second. So the first card that we got is this one, Spiritual Abundance. And we got Shine Your Light. So it's interesting, but a lot of times we can feel like these heavy emotions or this fear or this negativity is holding us back from moving forward, but it's only that way if you allow it to be that way. If you view it that way, then that's exactly what it's going to be. You could view the fears or the heaviness or whatever it is that you feel as something that's holding you back, or you could view it as something that you can use to propel you forward. So I want you to kind of shift your perspective on whatever it is that comes up for you this week that you are working on releasing in order to take forward action. I want you to see that oh, this is the thing that I have to transmute this week through feeling it and processing it in order to use as fuel to move me forward, right? And that as things come up, that's your blessing. That's the abundance that's coming. These, even though it doesn't appear, for example, coal, if I gifted you a bag of coal, you would think, oh my God, okay, this is so weird. But if you had a train or something that you needed coal for, you would be really grateful for that. Oh, now I can move forward with the train, or now I can cook some food, or whatever it is, right? You can use it for that. So I want you to recognize that whatever's coming up for you this week, these are your blessings. The heaviness that you might be feeling, the challenges, the inner saboteur that's coming up for you this week, these are your blessings. But you have to be willing to shift your perspective and recognize it as such, right? Because you literally are being gifted with so many things. And right in this picture, she has a lot of coins, and your things that are coming up for you this week, they're not going to necessarily appear like shiny, beautiful gifts necessarily, but that's what they really are. They really are these amazing blessings. And so recognize that these things that are coming up for you is the universe's way of gifting you that self-awareness you require around something that needs your attention at this time, that you have to process in order to lighten up your energy, in order to make yourself even like more aligned with who you really are, you know, and that's how you can use it to your advantage, okay? The other card that I got is Shine Your Light. This is Archangel Uriel, and I feel like this is really all about you allowing your light to shine through this transformative process this week. It's a very alchemizing energy this week that we are able to step into if we choose to do so. And so recognize how every time you choose to sit with yourself and process these things, that you are allowing more of your light to shine through, that you are becoming stronger in who you really are, more empowered. Because I love the stance that he has here. He just looks like so boss in this picture, like I'm ready, you know, nothing's gonna stop me. So I want you to kind of see that, like, as you transmute, alchemize these things that are showing up for you, and recognizing that the fact that they're blessings for you, as you do that, and you alchemize that darkness that you feel inside of you, you know, you help your inner saboteur heal, you process that, more of your light's going to shine through, more of your truth is going to be strengthened within you, and you're going to be able to show up much more powerfully and feel much more confident and be able to allow yourself to move forward. But you have to choose to do this. You have to choose to allow your light to be seen and heard and felt, and you do this through taking this time this week to alchemize whatever's showing up for you, okay? So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I'm going to read you, I feel like I got to read something from Archangel Uriel. So, your guardian angel is encouraging you to continue on the spiritual pathway and to help as many people as you can. It's important to look after your energy first. But if you can be of service to another, the angels are encouraging you. The mighty Archangel Uriel is standing before you today and showing you the way to go. However you feel called to serve humanity. However you feel called to serve humanity, it has been angelically inspired. Go for it and shine. And it says here, Uriel's name means God's light, and he is the angel of light. He brings the light, energy, and harmony of the sun into our lives so that we can feel youthful and inspired. He helps us feel healthy, balanced, and focused too, so that we can have a clear picture of our goals and where they are taking us. If you're not sure what your next step should be, he can help you solve problems or work through challenges. So call on Archangel Uriel this week if you feel called to connect with archangels and you want to know who you could speak to. He's showing up for sure. But, you know, this is the thing, is that I know a lot of the people that follow me are in personal development. They're healers, they're coaches, they're psychics. And when we have this greater calling to be of service to other people, a lot of times, like, we want to go ahead and do this. Like, for myself, you know, going back to me, there are things that I want to do this week to help other people, but my inner stuff was affecting me to the point where I couldn't really, like, show up for people, and I was sabotaging myself. And so I had to take the time to, like, take care of myself first, and be with myself, and, you know, feel what I'm feeling, process what's going on within me. And by looking after me first, now I can show up for other people. Now I can do this video, and I can do the other things that I'm meant to do today, right? So for those of you who are in the fields or industries where you are of service to other people, right? You could be a nurse, you could be, I don't know, a therapist, or whatever other jobs there are out there where you're helping other people, not just coaches, psychics, healers, you know. But make sure that you're really taking care of yourself, because that's when you're going to be able to show up in the best possible energy. So don't forget that. That's where you're going to be able to be the light that, you know, shines the light for people who are in the darkness this week, you know, as they navigate their stuff as well and they feel this energy, right? So yeah, you know, that's the message I wanted to leave you with today. I really hope that this has helped you. If it has, please give this video a thumbs up, a like wherever you're watching from. Drop me a comment below in the comments section to let me know how this resonated with you today. And if you have not yet seen my 2022 yearly overview, I will put that up here in the cards section. That is a video that gives you the general gist of what to expect this year in 2022, because it's a very powerful year. If you would like to sign up for my yearly reading, which is a breakdown month by month of the year 2022, and you really give it information in that yearly reading to help you have to really navigate what every month is bringing up for you, that's meant to develop you so that you can reach your potential. And so it's basically like a guide that you can use throughout the year to help you just navigate whatever comes up and to move through it with so much more ease and grace. So if you want to receive that, that's a paid offer. I will put the link in the comment section of this video below. It's pinned to the top, so you can click on that. I'm having to do the yearly reading, the paid one. I'm having to do it by quarters because there's so much information that I bring forward and it just takes a really long time. So I'm doing, I think I got another 2 videos left to do for that to finally finish it up. So again, if you would like to receive it, there you can have the recorded parts of the first half of the year that I've done, and then the other ones we're going to do live 3 weeks from now. We're going to do the third one, and then probably after that we'll do the last one, will be done. But yeah, you know, I really encourage you to sign up for these because it's very powerful. And when I go back and I re-listen to the energy reading for 2022, what I said in that paid offer, it's just so spot on for everything that I've been going through thus far this year. And just listening to those words and that guidance has really helped me to navigate it so much more gracefully and to not get so tripped up on things. So I really encourage you to sign up if it speaks to you. Now, for my other announcements that I wanted to make, if you're a part of my community, if you are on AWOKE, then I am doing a welcome party, and it's going to be this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe. I looked at my calendar this morning. For some reason, it disappeared off my calendar, and I'm like, I didn't delete it. Where'd it go? So I don't know what happened there. I'm going to have to recreate another thing, but I'll send it to those of you who are on my email list so that you can get notified if you haven't gotten the Zoom link yet. But the invitation for the welcome party is already within our personal AWOKE community, so you can access it that way in case you don't have the other information, okay? So I just wanted to remind you of that. It's an opportunity for us to meet on Zoom and to connect and share our intentions for the year and hold each other accountable and share what we hope to get out of the Soul Aligned Leaders community. Something exciting I want to share with you. I haven't gotten all the details yet. If you're my Soul Aligned Leaders community on AWOKE, is that I'm going to be inviting people to do things with the community. So I have someone that we're probably going to do a couple of videos with in February all around self-worth, and you're going to be invited to participate in their class and receive their teachings for free and just the support that they have to give. So that's what we're going to do in February and so on, right, throughout the year. If you don't know what Soul Aligned Leaders is, it's my free community on the AWOKE platform. AWOKE is an independent platform created by Maggie Fromm for people who are interested in spirituality and personal development. And it's a very, very amazing community. I love it. We have amazing conversations every week. There are so many amazing free workshops and classes and things there that you could take part in order to help you meet your personal development goals or learn more about your interests related to these topics. So I really encourage you to join. I'll put the links to that as well in the comments below. And within AWOKE, I have my own personal community, Soul Aligned Leaders, and that community is specifically for people who truly want to develop into much more powerful leaders of their own lives, but also, you know, people who feel called to make a bigger impact in the world and want to receive assistance with developing themselves so that they can show up much more powerfully for other people as well. So, you know, if that speaks to you, you're encouraged to join, and you don't necessarily have to feel like you have a bigger purpose in like reaching more people. But if you're committed to your personal development and growth and you're ready to take action, then that's a group that you can be a part of in order to receive accountability and guidance and support. We're going to be meeting there once a month for you to connect with us and receive any guidance, support that you may need in reaching your goals every single month. So I encourage you to join. I will put that in the comments below as well. So to sign up for my community, I encourage you to join my email list so that you're always notified of anything I have to say. But I will put the link to the direct community in the comments below. Anyways, if you don't know anything else about AWOKE, I'll put the card up here so you can learn more about AWOKE. And yeah. Last thing for my Facebook community. All right, so last week I finally changed a lot of the things in the Facebook community that I needed to change to bring it more into alignment, and I'm really excited about it. And we're going to start doing activities this week connected to that. We're a little bit behind because it took me like half the month to finally get around to making these changes in the community. But I'm going to start showing up in that Facebook community. I will show up this week to do some psychic channeling on the theme for this month of January. And then this week we're going to do some sharing. So if you're in my Facebook community already and you haven't watched my recent welcome video, please go ahead and do that so that you're up to date with what we're going to be doing in the group moving forward, and how that is connected to the work that we do in the community on AWOKE. So that's basically it. That's all I wanted to share. Also, like, I want to share real quick, I feel kind of weird because I feel like my energy isn't like it normally is. You know, like usually I'm very high vibing and I'm like happy to show up and all these different things, but I feel very mellow right now. I have no idea if that's because I still have more releasing to do or whatever it is, but I wanted to just point it out real quick because I personally, for me, sometimes I'm hard on myself and I feel like I'm supposed to show up a certain way, and like I'm supposed to show up in a higher energy or whatever other BS my ego wants to tell me. And recently, in the last couple of weeks, I'm just learning to really honor what I feel, honor how I'm showing up, honor just like what's going on within me, you know? And not trying to put up a facade of like, oh, I'm so chipper today, I'm so happy, or whatever other crap, you know? Like, I'm not fake like that. I can't be fake. It's really difficult. I cannot, you know? I am so real and authentic, and you could just tell on my face what is going on with me. And so, but I wanted to point that out to give some of you permission to be who you are in the moment. And if you feel called to show up and serve, but maybe you're not in the greatest energy, it's okay. It's okay for you to show up in the mood that you're in. It's all right. Like, you don't have to be, you know, whatever you think you have to be. So I just wanted to point that out, you know, because I know I'm not the only one that has all of these crazy like beliefs and expectations of myself, or, you know, how we're supposed to show up online or any of this stuff. And I just wanted to kind of just serve as an example that it's okay to show up in the energy you feel called to show up. Maybe you're more serious that day. Maybe you're more mellow. Maybe you're a little bit sad. It's okay. Personally, I do my best to show up. Even when I'm going through things, I do my best to show up from a place of being empowered in that. Like, I personally don't like showing up, you know, bawling my eyes out, crying, having my little pity party. I don't feel like that's helpful for people. I try to show up in a way where I know I'm still empowering people, even though I'm going through things. And if I don't yet feel empowered, then I'm not going to share it yet until I have processed it enough to feel a little bit more empowered. And I will still cry or whatever, you know, on camera, but I feel empowered in what I'm saying or how I'm sharing it, you know. But if I'm not, then I don't usually share it. That's just me personally. Everyone's different, you know. No shame in showing up and doing you and being in your pity party sometimes. Like, sometimes that's needed. Sometimes that's just part of being real, you know. But I try not to make that like a habit, you know, and I try to show people like we're all human, and it doesn't matter like how long you've been on the spiritual journey or how many followers you have or how much success you have or whatever it is, because a lot of times we unconsciously put people on pedestals and think like they've got it all figured out, they're so awesome, they're so strong or whatever. It's like, no, we're all human, we're all out here doing our best. So to my people who need this message, I guess apparently some of y'all might need it, it's okay. It's okay to show up in this way. You know, you're just being real, and if you're not necessarily feeling good right now, it's okay. I mean, I just wanted to share that. I'm starting to feel better now, I think, as I speak it. So yeah, give yourself permission to be who you are in the moment and not think that you have to be anything different, and not pressure yourself to be different or to be some kind of way because you think that's what people expect of you. Like, do you? And if you're not feeling like super happy or whatever, cool, you know, at least you're showing up and at least you're doing your best. So yeah, you know, that's what I'm feeling right now. I appreciate all of you who stuck to the very end to listen, especially if this message resonated with you. I really hope that it helps you. I think it's taken me probably 5 years of being on this journey to finally reach this point of just being like, yeah, I'm not super happy right now, but it's okay. It's okay, you know? I can just release the weight of these expectations and get them off my shoulders. I'm feeling better now. Thank you. I needed to voice that. It's okay to be human. All right. I'm wishing you a really great rest of your week. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you in the next video. And I don't know what we're going to talk about, but you'll see me soon. All right. Take care. Bye.